Hello everyone, Latif Smith here, and this is my week 2 presentation on putting theory into practice. A brief overview of the real life situation in public administration that I will be reviewing will be the reopening procedures of the state of California during the COVID-19 pandemic. As items were opening back up in the state of California around the holidays of 2020, things had to go back to being closed per our Governor Gavin Newsom as there was a spike in COVID-19. Such things as a mask mandate, no social gatherings, and indoor dining was closed. In the picture featured on the left that was posted on Twitter, Governor Gavin Newsom is actually breaking all three of those mandates in one picture. This was not good for the politics and administration side of public administration. The first theory I will be putting into practice will be Woodrow Wilson's dichotomy. The dichotomy is the separation between politics and administration. Politics makes the policies or mandates, and administration is the one that carries out these policies that are put in place by the political side of the dichotomy. As a political figure, you would assume that Governor Gavin Newsom would abide by the requests or mandates that he put in place, which would, put him in a good eye of the public opinion, as many California members set aside their differences and plans, which pretty much put us all in a financial burden for a couple of months during the COVID-19 pandemic. With Governor Gavin Newsom disrupting the moral atmosphere of administrators, he left his business open and sent his kids to in person school, which again isn't going to be a good example of a quality political figure. With Gavin Newsom acting in such a manner, it made it difficult for those on the administrative side to support this and operate as they were under extreme fire for carrying out such strenuous policies. With the politics side of the dichotomy breaking moral codes, the administrative side of the dichotomy decided they decided that it was only fitting to no longer carry out these mandates put in place by the politics side because they were no longer being abided by them. They were showing the separation that we haven't made these decisions and we didn't agree with it and we will no longer follow through with them. The second theory I will be putting into practice will be Honore Fail's 14 Principles of Management. Governor Gavin Newsom actually broke just about all of these principles of management during the COVID-19 pandemic. As the one who's at the top of the scholar chain in the state of California, Governor Gavin Newsom set a bad example for all the community members of California. This actually increased the struggle of the administrative side of the dichotomy, who was urging people to stay indoors as they saw Governor Newsom going outside and breaking all his mandates. Due to his lack of discipline for following his own policies, Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco actually went against the mandates during the holidays to restore order to Riverside County community members. He also, by doing this, returned esprit de corps to his police force. The actions of Governor Gavin Newsom did not display subordination of his own personal goals and interests as he kept his own businesses open, and then that did not actually follow or look out for the betterment of the state of California. Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco also returned the unity of command and direction to the county of Riverside by requesting or putting out a short video requesting all the community members practice safe COVID-19 pandemic practices and enjoy their holidays. A theory that I still believe holds true today is Mary Parker Follett's theory of organizational management. She believed that the power of the group improved the output of the individual. And she also saw that looking at the organization as a whole, that bringing a humanistic factor to the work environment would assist in increasing employee retention as well as create a safer work environment. I also believe that her theory of organizational management, applying the power with instead of power over, just dissolves the theory of needing a strong boss in the workplace. Adding this theory of power with actually creates a more fluid work environment, making collaborative efforts more possible. A theory that I believe needs an update is Frederick Taylor's theory of scientific management, which is finding the one best way. I think a good part of it is that the manager does create a science of studying the job duties and they find the most efficient way to do it, which is good. Employees are taking initiative and they're working hard and they're making competitive pay, and in some situations, they're making extra money, and also the managers and employees operate off of each other, creating a harmony in the workplace to decrease quarrels. Some bad about this theory is actually that some of these incentives offered are probably going off of metrics. So, say an employee has to do a task in a certain amount of time, they might do it in that time frame, but how correct was it? If it's not correct, it's reducing efficiency. But if the metric is time, they pass and they get extra money. In a situation that is meant to actually make the employees expendable. So the tasks are set and you just train one person, they can swap in and out. The manager actually has to continue to spend a lot of time studying the employee and make sure they're integrated within the team and within the system. And if that job duty is actually what they're most efficient at. If the manager is looking at this so often, when are they actually going to be doing their task? If you're training an employee and have to follow up with their training all the time as well, how much viewing has the manager also looked to review to see if they're still operating in the most efficient way? With this, I don't believe that scientific management in the one best way is the best option for a manager, and I do believe it needs an update. This concludes my presentation, and thank you all for listening.